All right, everyone, welcome back once again. This Beefcast presentation in association with IVDYogiTime.com. Tournament number 28, all divisions, bringing you Masters level play right here. We have MLG Antigua Shipyard, a PVT. Going to be getting right on into it. Joining me is Muatauran.
Hi.
How's it going, Brandon?
How's it going?
I think I just screwed up your name.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention.
Muatauran.
Muatauran.
Muatauran. Oh, man.
That works.
It's getting late. It's getting late. I'm getting really hungry.
Getting really hungry. Yeah, it's been like 12 hours since you ate anything.
Dude, it's oh man, I'm hungry. But anyway, let's get these players introduced. Bottom left-hand corner, the pink Protoss on a roll right now. I think we've cast his last 3 games. He is Acela.
Yep, and his opponent, being the teal Terran, is going to be Killer. I don't remember what it was that his name is actually listed as on the bracket, but it's not Killer.
I think
Teabag.
it's Teabag. Yeah, it's like D-bag except with a T. How clever. Oh, speaking of tea, I need some tea really badly. My voice is starting to...
I had some tea at the beginning, but I've since switched to water, which just doesn't quite have the same effect.
It doesn't, and I'm out of water now too. Like,
oh, that's rough.
It's a rough life.
Casting.
Yeah, I think I might have to go get some after this game.
Sure, no problem.
Oh, yeah, there was definitely a time when I cast 8 hours straight, like with 5-minute breaks every like 2 games. Oh man, my voice. I actually couldn't talk for like a week.
I don't doubt that. We see Nexus first here from Protoss, which is kind of risky on this map.
Yeah, I could say that is a little bit risky. The Terran player actually going to scout top first, so he's not going to be able to get that cross position, really quick scout, and see that his Nexus first. So he's not going to be able to react to that and punish it. Going to be instead opting to look like he's going to throw down his natural expansion of his own.
He should be making a natural Terran. He could throw down 2 more gates, or 2 more racks, I suppose, if he wants to just do a 3 racks, but that's probably not what's going to happen. Yeah, there it is. There's a command center on the low ground. So, a little bit of an advantage here for Acela, but not like a huge deal.
Sure. And so if he throws down 3 additional racks right now, goes up to 4 racks, would he be able to put a serious amount of pressure right now onto our Protoss player?
If he hadn't made his expansion, yeah. I mean, he'd be able to put some good pressure on because there is no double gate here, and he might have broken, but it's still kind of hard.
Okay. And so what are the precautions that our Protoss player is going to take right now to make sure that he doesn't get followed up here with a large early timing from our Terran?
Scout, scout, scout. If you can figure out, like, if you see an expansion, you know you're in a good position. Okay. If you can see more Marines than you would think would be there should be, like if you see 3 Marines at this point, you know it's a 2 racks. He's probably not going to all in you, but there's going to be some pressure. Just scouting is everything at this point.
Yeah, and both players are aware of their opponent's expansions for the time being, and Killer even going to go...
yeah, you saw that.
Yeah, he's going to go so far as to drop a bunker. Doesn't want to get busted by his opponent here, but Acela continuing to play greedy back at home. Going to get that Cybernetics core churning out Warp Gate tech, and even going to be not even dropping any additional gateways for the time being.
Yes, kind of different. He's, I guess the robotics then is his next move here? Yeah, definitely. He's kind of queuing a pro back and forth, waiting for minerals, robotics.
There you go. Good read. And so with that robotics out very early, he's going to be able to get that observer across the map and get very crucial scouting information on his opponents so that he's going to be able to tailor his further tech choices to whatever his opponent is going to be most vulnerable to. Right now we do see an engineering bay coming down for our Terran player. Going to want to get those upgrades out very quickly, but the one thing I'd like to point out here is he's only operating off of 1 gas. Typically with a 1 racks fast expand, you do see that second gas coming up at the same time as the first one so that you have enough gas to produce double reactors on both of your barracks here and really continue your Marine production.
Yeah, 2 racks is generally really important because you want to get other quick upgrades, or you want to get Marauders with stim and +1, but I guess he's really just not worried about it. For some reason, I don't know. We also see 2 more gates coming down here, 3 more gates coming down from the Protoss player, so he's going up to 4. 5, looks like he wants to put on some pressure with it. Generally what you see is 3 gates and 2 forges.
No, he's actually dropping 6 gates right now, bringing his total up to 7 with a warp prism This is going to be some very strong aggression. And our Terran player, working off of only one gas right now, might be able to save enough minerals to really pop down some more bunkers. But I just don't know what our Terran player is going for right now. He might even be looking like he wants a third command center.
Yeah. I'm thinking this is just going to be a sentry drop. You force field the ramp, you warp in units from your warp prism, and you kill everything in Terran space. If that's what this is, you know, there definitely could be some trouble here. And yeah, 3 sentries go into the warp prism. If this is seen, Terran can hold it. If he gets units into his main so that he can just kill the units when they come out, he's fine. If every unit is on the low ground, he's in so much trouble. And that's what it looks like it's going to be.
And something important to note was that our Terran player did snipe the observer that made its way up into the Terran natural. And right now that supply depot is going to be able to spot the warp prism coming in. But the Terran player trying to make it back there in time. Stim is not done, so he's not going to be able to get there just yet. And one force field comes down here with just 3 Marines up here. He is going to be able to take out a few of these sentries. And he's able to kill all but one of the sentries. A few sentries going to be forced to warp in here, but the force field going to be replaced. And the Zealots and the Stalkers going to get to work on one of these racks. Not even a cancel on that racks right there, but whiffs the next force field. The warp prism goes down, and all of the Protoss army is being slaughtered right now by a stimmed Marine bio ball. And the Sentry and the Stalker trying to make their way out over here to a second warp prism and their friends, the Zealots. But the Marines, the Marauders, they're going to stim forward once again and kill the warp prism again. The Zealots, the Stalkers, they're going to try to get up there. The low ground pylon is going to be warping in continuously with the SCVs being pulled off the line right now. That might be enough to buffer the Zealots so that the Marine and Marauders can take out any remaining units up here. But another warp in coming in with the Stalkers. But those Stalkers are going to be so vulnerable to the SCVs, the Marines, and the Marauders. And everything is getting cleaned up here by the Terran. But at what cost?
Yeah, that was pretty rough. Oh my goodness. If you go back and look at Protoss' base, there's 2 gateways that never morphed. That is massive. But I mean,
those also are actually newer gateways.
Oh,
those gateways just finished up.
I understand now, because I was like, holy crap, what? He was on 6 gates? Anyway, if this game could be over right now if Acela, what is it?
Acela,
yeah, I was right. Okay, if Acela had put his sentries back into the warp prism when they were first dying, because he had enough units to protect it, and then you put the sentries into the warp prism, and then you just drop them out later, just so that they can't be targeted as quickly, and he has more force fields to kill that. He didn't do that, and the top 3 control comment is exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, exactly. If he had had better control, the game very well could be over right now, but operating off of 9 gateways right now, with that robotics bay coming out and even a 3rd going down, our Protoss player really wants to try to play greedy right here to catch up after losing all those units. But there is so much stuff coming down his front door right now. These stimmed Marines and
23.
Marauders. What's that?
I was just going to say 23 Marines.
Yeah, they're going to be barreling down on his 3rd. The Nexus is going to finish right in time for it to get killed by Marines and Marauders, but they're actually just going to go right up here. A couple of force fields going to go down, segment some of the army, but they're not perfect. The Marines are able to get in. The Immortal is actually taking a ton of damage right now. These slow Zealots with no upgrades running into the Bile Ball right here, and he's going to have to pull probes if he wants to have any hope of taking down this army. 1 pylon in our toasted pylon going to go down there, unpowering 3 gateways. The probes making their way over to the 3rd, which is up to this point has not been scouted. Zealots and Colossus are going to try to clean up the remainder of this bio ball, but with no extended thermal lances, Colossus is having a difficult time taking any shots at the Terran army. And loading up into the Colossi right now is the loading up into the medevacs are the Marines, as this medevac is actually flying around taunting the Colossus right now, saying, "You can't shoot me." I can see the Colossus just wanting to headbutt the medevac right now.
Headbutt me, I dare you. That's rough, man. Terran's pretty much taking his 3rd. He's building his 4th command center as well. Another group of Marines along with 2 medevacs are in the base already, and his production is just so much better at this point because, well, Protoss can't actually make anything with his gateways because he's got no money.
Well, and those 4 gateways on the low ground are actually still depowered.
Oh, wow. I thought he would have powered those by now.
Yeah, no, they're actually finally getting repowered right now. But like you said, he doesn't even have the money to build anything with them anyway. The other 5 gates are more than enough to meet his mineral needs. But right now, Colossus and a few Stalkers and a handful of Zealots is really the only thing left to deal with this Marine Biobolt army, and they're going to be chopping down the door to his third right now and trying to storm on up, snipe some probes, maybe even snipe that Nexus right here. The Protoss player, not aware that this is going on just yet, going to be blindly repositioning his units right here, but the Terran player going to go ahead and retreat for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to say here is that if Protoss does get to a point where they have enough Colossi and they have good enough upgrades and they've still got a Zealot base, he can come back in this game because, I mean, Terran just hasn't been making workers very much. He's pretty much caught up here. It's 61 probes to 61 SCVs, so they're actually tied now.
Yeah, but there are 4 orbital commands.
Yeah, that's true.
4 mules, that's a lot of income. If we take a look at the income, where is it? I can never remember this one. Oh man, income.
Control R.
No. There we
What
go.
is
Yeah, the Terran's actually ahead by about 400 minerals per minute for the time being. And with the snipe on that Nexus right there, he's just going to be even further ahead.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. No probes were killed though, and I mean, in Nexus is 400 minerals, and it sucks to lose. It's not like game-ending really ever, as long as you don't lose your probes. That's the big thing. And yeah, I mean, Terran has actually started quadruple producing probes, so he's back ahead. Yeah, he's 71 to 66, so still in a good position. Obviously, he's also got quadruple mules, so he's in a really good position economically. And there are already Vikings out too, so the Colossi won't do as much.
Yeah, with those Vikings out, like you said, making sure to counter his opponent. If there was High Templar out, like we saw from our other Protoss players that we've been watching today, then he wouldn't be doing a whole lot with those Vikings. But those Vikings are very much so the counter to the units that might get our Protoss player back into this game.
Yeah, he did see Colossi, so he knew Vikings were a good choice. The Templar Archive is almost done here as well for the Protoss, so, you know, Storm is going to be out soonish, but, you know, I mean, Terran's going to have time to react. He's also got a bunch of Vikings out already. He's got 7 with 2 more on the way. I'm thinking he wants to stop maybe a few more, but, you know, 9 Vikings is enough to kill Colossi pretty quickly.
Scan goes down right there. Going to be able to reveal the entire composition of the Protoss army, and Terran, feeling that he's going to be able to take this fight, starts to make his way into an aggressive fashion and make his way up here into the Protoss third base, stemming in a small contingent as Vikings, Marines, and Marauders going to go ahead and make their way in as trying to do some work onto the Protoss army, but nice force field's going to go ahead and deflect the aggression right here as Vikings do come in. They are able to take down one of the Colossus right now, and Colossus actually being miscontrolled right there, but the Vikings are going to fall. One more Colossus does fall, leaving the Colossus count at only 1 for the time being. The splash damage is all gone for the Protoss player right now, leaving nothing but Zealots, Stalkers, and Sentries to deal with the overwhelming force of these 2-1 Marines and Marauders. The Medivacs, with plenty of energy, are going to be able to take this fight, and the Terran player forcing the Protoss to GG.
Yeah, that just didn't go well for Protoss as soon as he didn't have any anti-air, and the Vikings were just like, okay, I'm going to kill your Colossi then. That was pretty much game at that point. You can't fight Marine, Marauder, Medivac without some form of AoE, so, you know, Acela was pretty much just behind at that point, too much to come back. And no charge even. That's a huge deal as well.
Yeah. And we do see 6 Manor CCs coming down right here for our Terran player, saying, get the hell out of my game. No Manor Mules being dropped yet, but I think those will probably come next. Acela has already GG'd, and there it goes. This game is over. Killer moving on to face Cham in the next round.
In the semifinals. You know, it's too bad you can't share vision anymore. I used to love writing, like, LOL with pylons or something and just share vision.
But this game is in the books. Killer takes it. Moving on, we're going to be seeing Cham, who is a Zerg, in the next round. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing some TVZs. Figure out if we're going to be seeing a TVT or a TVZ in the grand finals. We will see you there. I've been Beef, your casting host, with IVDYogiTime.com. This is tournament number 28. Joining me, Muatauran. Brandon, any final words before we're out of here?
You know what, Protoss players, I'm sad that you lost. And it was rough that you had to get Antigua Shipyard, but oh well. You guys did well.
Yeah, Protoss have done pretty well today, but the last one being eliminated here with Acela. We're moving on. We'll catch you guys in the next game.